Sock and Channing will be here from the Broadway hit Pal Joey.
And country singing star Dierks Bentley is going to perform for us, y'all.
All right. Okay, so now here she comes. She's the anchor and managing editor of CBS Evening News. Tonight she hosts Katie Couric's All Access Grammy Special. So please welcome Miss Katie Couric. Katie Couric.
I've got to tell you,
to be here.
That smile makes me so happy. Every time I see your smile, it's the perfect smile.
It is a great smile, really no doubt about it.
Well,
so, boy, that was a nice interview you had with the president last night.
Yeah, well, he invited all the network anchors down to the Oval Office, which was always so humbling and exciting to be in the Oval Office. But I think he wanted to talk about pushing his economic stimulus package through Congress, now in the Senate. And instead, of course, Tom Daschle withdrew his nomination for Secretary of Health and Human Services, so he found himself really in a defensive posture when I don't think he really wanted to.
And does that change the way you handle the interview when that information comes out? You know, suddenly, you switch gears?
Well, you know, it was funny because I started when I was preparing my questions. I took the Amtrak down, and when I was preparing my questions, I was quoting this New York Times editorial that said that Tom Daschle should bow out. You know, that there are too many questions, and that this really sets a bad precedent for other. You know, makes it look as if there's a double standard. And so at 12, I got a message on my BlackBerry that said he's withdrawn, so I had to kind of just reconfigure my questions. So
why don't they tell him when they get-go, when they hear a little rumor that they might be nominated for something, if they have a problem, why don't they come clean and say, don't even get involved with me?
I think they had a questionnaire that he did not necessarily say he had tax issues on the questionnaire, but in fairness to him, and I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but he was given a limousine by a private equity fund that he, I guess, was consulting for, and I don't think he realized, perhaps, I mean, you wonder who's doing their taxes, like H&R Block or TurboTax or whatever. But not that there's anything wrong with H&R Block, but, you know, when you're at that high level, you really want to make sure.
An expert saying that has to be declared.
And I don't think he knew, I don't think initially that would be considered taxable income or something, so it ended up, obviously, he paid, something all told, $140,000.
Something like that.
But I think after Tim Geithner and then a deputy of the OMB had to withdraw because she had her own tax issues. I think that the Obama administration realized, as did Tom Daschle, that the appearance it gave to the public was, especially for a man who campaigned on ethics reform.
Absolutely, it's embarrassing.
It's a big blow, too, because Tom Daschle was such a key element.
Well, I think he's really well-liked. He's very knowledgeable on health care. I think he's actually been working on health care reform issues up to this point since he, didn't win re-election. So I think it is a big blow.
But senators can be paid consultants?
I think, after he left the Senate.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
okay.
All right. Yeah, he lost, so.
All right, good. So how's the president feeling about the stimulus bill? Because, that is very controversial as well.
Yeah, I think he invited the Democratic leadership to the White House a couple of nights ago and apparently really gave them their marching orders. He was quite blunt, and I think what he's trying to do is take some of these, what could be construed as partisan pet projects, out of the bill.
Absolutely. It's called pork to a lot of people.
Well, he says they're not earmarks, and he says actually many of them are good policy. For example, I asked him about this millions of dollars for weatherization of homes, and he said, that may sound like a superfluous project, but that puts people to work, it lowers energy costs. There are some things in there in the bill that I think are very legitimate, but there are other spending things like teaching kids about green construction. I think at this point in time, even though that may be a noble endeavor and worth taxpayer dollars, right now I think they're going to have to pull out some of those things because it's ballooned to $900 billion, the stimulus package, and it's going to add to the deficit.
I'm Katie Couric, and this is what I think.
I did, and he said he would take it under consideration.
When is your confirmation hearing? What can we expect at an announcement?
But, I think they're really trying to get something through, but it is, I think, loaded up with some things that are going to have to come out.
Yeah, I think so,
But he's so relaxed, you guys.
Yeah.
He's,
he's terrific in the interviews.
Yeah, he's relaxed and calm. confident and
Looked a little glum in today's papers, though.
Well, that was when that was an unfair picture.
Right.
He was in the second grade class.
He was sitting in a child's
second grader.
Yeah.
It made it sound as if one of his cabinet or officials was telling him really bad news. He was listening to a second grader. That's why those pictures aren't necessarily fair. They
really the press would do that to a guy. We'll be right back in a moment.
Still ahead on Live, baseball manager Joe Torre talks about his new book and his years with the New York Yankees.
Everybody loves Katie Couric. And incidentally, how are things now with your anchoring? And in the beginning, there was the papers every day.
Yeah, I had a baptism by fire. I think I've settled into the job.
You sure have.
I'm really proud of the quality of work that everybody at CBS
You're
News
terrific
does.
at it.
And I think we did if I can say this, I think we did a really good job covering the campaign.
Well, was it tough in the beginning to live through all that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, nobody really likes to be trashed constantly, on an hourly basis. But, I always tried to be sanguine about it and think, it says more about the person who's writing it than it does often about the subject, about their own issues. So
I think
anyway, that makes me feel better.
But you're a terrific role model for women and young girls, and really about hard work and what hard work does and how it does pay off.
Thank you, Kelly.
I wrote Katie a fan letter. I said, hang in there. You're going to get it done, and you got it done. See, that's great.
You've had a crush on Katie for years.
No.
Have.
Katie has had a crush on me.
Well, it's a mutual crush.
And I mean it, and I'm going to show you pictures to prove what I am saying. One of her birthday parties, not that long ago, nice party. Everybody was happy to be there.
Big birthday.
I just walked in. All I wanted to say was, happy birthday, Katie. And this is what happened to Regis. Look at this, right there. I mean, come on.
Unbelievable.
I'm just saying happy birthday.
Little Randy there.
Little Randy.
That's a great shot, by the way.
Look, it goes on. Wait a minute. She slips behind my back. I don't know where she is, what she's doing. What's going on there?
Here?
And then finally, the closing picture. Here are my hands. Where are hers?
Just giving up.
Okay. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
I remember, though, before that photo, when you went to a Christmas party at Al Roker's house, you said that you were goosed from behind, and you turned around.
That wasn't me. That was Ann Curry.
He said it was you.
No, as a matter of fact, I tracked that one down. It was Al Roker. Can't go anywhere these days. Okay, let's talk about your special.
Yeah.
It's an all-access Grammy special.
Very busy. The Grammys are on CBS on Sundays. So Susan Zirinsky, who is a great person and produces 48 Hours, said, do you want to do a Grammy special? I said, absolutely. It'd be fun. It'd be a little different than what I do every night. Sure. I have to deliver some pretty glum news consistently these days. So I profiled Lil Wayne. You know
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
So nice and actually very sweet. I was scared because, he's a gangster. He said to me, Miss Katie, I'm a gangster. I was like, okay, well, Miss Katie, at least you said
Did you say, well, I'm down with that, Lil Wayne?
Yeah. I said, I'm jiggy with that. And I was like, oh, that's not really hip anymore, is it?
Did you do things with these people?
I went bowling with Lil Wayne. He owns his own bowling balls and bowling shoes. He's quite a bowler. He's been bowling since he was 16. He kind of did a few gutter balls while we were doing it. So I said I'd edit those out. Kind of like President Obama, actually. Right? And then I went golfing with Justin Timberlake, who is a doll. He is so nice. You guys, I'm sure, have had him on the show.
He really is, and multi-talented, too. Was he a great golfer? I'll bet he was.
He's ranked number 15 of all musician golfers. And he's got a 6...
I didn't know that they ranked them.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's really good. But
that's extraordinary.
He's got a 6 handicap. That's good,
that's
right?
Good.
Yeah,
that's very good.
And he's got his own clothing line. He's in movies. He's in skits on SNL.
Very funny.
Brilliant.
Very, raunchy skits.
Of course.
I couldn't really talk about that one skit.
We have a clip of you playing a little golf with Justin. Okay, so let's take a look at this.
So am I appropriately outfitted?
You look slamming, as the kids are saying.
I'm not a golfer, but I am playing one on TV today.
Okay, all right.
So,
that'll make 2 of us.
Yeah, no, that's not true. You're good.
The idea is to turn your back like this. And then when you release, you just kind of let it fall through.
And then you go.
I'm not a golf coach, by the way.
No, but you're doing a good job.
You're ready.
What do you think?
You're ready.
Boy, oh boy,
See that?
hit that ball with authority.
I did. I got that Big Bertha club.
Oh, I know. I was like, can you help me a little more with my
One more
grip?
time. I'm not sure if I got it.
He really is really cute and nice, though. I was very impressed at all that he does.
It's great to see the other side of the musicians.
Yeah,
you don't normally
definitely.
get to sing.
Also, we profiled Katy Perry. You know, Katy Perry.
Sure.
Do you like
She
her big
kissed the
songs?
girl and she liked it.
I wanted to see if he
Katy Perry and I are old friends.
And then Taylor Swift, who is
Taylor Swift,
hugely popular. Look, I love this audience. They're like, she's 19, has had the #1 record for 8 weeks now.
Very hot
Wrote
right
her
now.
first song at 12. Really cute.
It's good stories. All right, so it'll be on tonight at 9 o'clock on CBS, Katie Couric's All Access Grammy Special. That should be on the news tonight, too, right?
Yeah, tonight.
Good for you.
And I think it's 60 Minutes Southern